It's Friday night, everybody. You know what that means. It's Friday night. Let's have some fun. Let's get together and play a ton.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm John.
And we're
Friday Night Games.
We want to immerse you into our love of the hobby by educating and entertaining you through our board gaming adventures. Our podcast lands every Friday. We create content for Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the internet.
Yeah. This episode is actually not sponsored by anyone, but if you would like, you can check out our local board game stores from Windsor, Ontario. Some ship out across Canada. So you can check out Brimstone Games, Tabletop Renaissance, CG Realm, and Area 42 Outpost.
Cool. On today's show, we're going to talk about something controversial.
Ooh.
Yeah, normally content creators always want to talk about the fear of missing out. In fact, we did that. We did that on a previous episode that was released within this year. But not today, John. That's not what we're talking about.
What are we talking about?
Today, we're going to be talking about the joy of missing out, or JOMO.
Nice. The joy of missing out is enjoying what you're doing in each moment without worrying about what everyone else is doing. JOMO is a sociological phenomenon which is the response to FOMO, or the fear of missing out. The fear of being out of the loop or being the coolest, quote unquote. So we've all gone out, one time or another just because we were afraid of missing out on something major. But it has been exacerbated? I can't read. It has been exasperated by technology and social media, which I believe is very true.
The fear of missing out? Yeah,
Yes.
I think the fear of missing out is 100% social media.
Well, yeah, so if you think of social media in the context of like everything, you create these, what do they call it, parasocial relationships with the people you see online. And it creates this like mindset where you feel like you have to compete or
compare
yourself to how people look, what people do, and all that stuff, and it can really affect your mindset.
Yeah, I feel like prior to social media, the fear of missing out or the joy of missing out really came down to commercials, right? We would watch a lot of TV, and you'd see a lot of commercials of people having fun or having excitement, or television shows where people are having fun doing something, and that's where your old fear of missing out or your old joy of missing out kind of came from. Now, I just feel like, I guess that was regimented, so you only had a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Now everything is like 15 seconds, 1 minute.
Oh,
so you see like a lot more of that within a half an hour time span than you would previously. I think that's really messes us up.
Oh yeah.
Completely.
Oh yeah.
Including like psychological problems for children and
yeah, that's probably why I cry in the corner every day.
That's not why you cry in the corner. That's because I'm winning at board games against you, John.
That's also true. But what JOMO does, it invites us to forget about all that, stop asking, ourselves every 5 minutes what is happening outside if it doesn't matter to you. It's got a hint of mindfulness, so if you're thinking about here and now and focusing on the 5 senses of what we're doing and not spying on what others are doing through the peephole that is social media, puts within constant reach, because there's always going to be something better to do, but the important thing is to accept that and be able to see that there's always something to enjoy in every moment that we are in.
I like that little bit you added there. It's nice.
Yeah.
Because it is true. I feel like people focus too much on comparing themselves as opposed to being happy and fortunate for what they have.
We're guilty of that just as content creators.
Oh, for sure. I think every content creator is guilty of that. I'll just say like an unnamed source once was saying that person was being flooded with emails to review a game, and it's just like obviously one person got to review the game, and everyone's like, I want to review that game too. You send that game to me, right? That's clearly a fear of missing out on content creation, 100%, right? That poor person. They know who they are.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right, so before we get into the board game, let's just do a little more chit chat today. John, are there any real life scenarios where you had the joy of missing out? Not the fear, the joy.
Yeah, so I don't know if this counts, but when I was in high school, I started working at my aunt and uncle's bar. Mm-hmm. So they owned a bar in downtown Windsor, and I got to work there under like the Family Business Act or
The
something.
family,
The
hey!
Family Business Act. Yeah.
You don't get paid.
No. Yeah, no, it was fine. So I was like a busboy or whatever, but I worked every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
That's a lot. Wow, it's good
From
hours.
the age I was like 15 until I think I was 20.
Wow, you would have been like rich as like a teenager.
Yes, it was great. I had a lot of money as a teenager because I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So I missed out on like those high school, like high school parties and stuff like that, and I really don't care. That like
So
I
you felt like you cared originally, like you felt.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Like I was like, I'm earning money. And like the exchange rate was amazing back then. So like
Yeah,
I'd
it
get
was.
tips in U.S. funds, and I would just go right to the bank the next day and like double my money. It seemed like. So like I really didn't care that I was missing out. I was actually enjoying working. I liked being in that environment. And so yeah, so I missed out on like all those like those high school rituals that people go through, but
I guess on the same
don't
note,
care,
I
yeah.
kind of missed out on all those too
Yeah.
because I went to a high school out of district, right? All you guys
yeah.
were all my grade school friends. None of you went to my high school,
Right.
and I went to a high school that actually had to. I couldn't take a bus. Well, I could take a bus too, but it took me 2 hours to get home.
Yeah.
So generally, my dad would drop me and my brother off. I feel like that actually helped me because then I didn't walk home with any of these kids. I didn't hang out with them after school. Like I would hang out with them occasionally, like once a month or something, but I
Yeah.
was not hanging out with them every day. In fact, it stopped me from like going to parties and even just kind of. It was actually bad. It actually stopped me from socializing with a lot of those people, and my brother too, which was not healthy for either of us.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my parents encouraged us to have our old high school friends over. At that time, you were doing your own thing. You were even too busy for that, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
But we had like Kevin, our editor, and other people over that we talk about all the time on this show. Yeah, it was great for them because none of us. It kind of actually encouraged us to not drink or anything and just kind of be like the ultimate nerdy group of people. Like
Yeah.
we watched a lot of movies and we played a lot of video games. To
Yeah.
be honest, so.
I think another big one for me, if I can think about more recently, not board game related, would be the release of the PlayStation 5.
Oh, well, you still can't get it. So
Yeah, and I don't think I was like I was not excited for it. Like I've had PlayStation, I've had all the generations
Yeah.
of them. I just didn't care.
You
to
know,
own this one.
on that note, did you care about Cyberpunk? This is last
I
year.
did not.
Either did I. I was like, I
Yeah.
don't like. And then everyone's like buying a brand new computer and video card just to play this game, and it's like,
And then they were all disappointed with it.
yeah, they're all disappointed because it was rushed out. Oh, surprise!
Yeah, I don't know. Like the idea of open world games is cool, but I feel like all the open world games that are out there
the
haven't
same.
been executed well.
Yeah, I feel like they have. I just feel like it just is taking them time. Like GTA is one of the best open world games.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the best open world game when it first came out. It became the best open world game when they refined it on GTA 4,
Yeah.
right? And then GTA 5 just built on GTA 4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people are just excited for Cyberpunk because it was made by the same company that made Witcher.
Yeah.
Witcher got a lot of publicity because they had the Netflix show and it's a good game, so it had a lot of build up. So everyone and my mother actually went out and bought a computer just to play that game.
Awesome.
No, she didn't. It'd be hilarious if she did though. But everyone went out to play that game, and it just didn't. Actually, one of our best friends, Novi, he didn't even finish the game because he said the errors were the bugs. It was so buggy, he just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, I guess for me, I have a bunch, but I think like some of the ones I really don't like some of the ones I definitely did not have a fear of missing out on, which I had a huge joy. So one, I didn't have a traditional wedding.
Yeah.
I went away and got married in Italy, and I think that was like one of the best things I did. I know like it kind of sucked for people who wanted to be there, but at the same time it's like, hey, rite of passage, you pay for that plane ticket. If you really want to be there, you'll be there.
Yeah.
And some people actually did, which surprised me, and that was amazing. And then when we got back, my wife's dad really wanted to do like a traditional wedding, and we were not having it. At first, we were like, dude, no, we're gonna have sandwiches in the backyard, and he was not having that. So we had to he wanted the hall. He's an Italian person, so he's I gotta get the family. No, the family's gotta be in there. We have pasta and dancing. It's like, no, we don't want that. So we came to some sort of agreement where we had like a appetizer thing on Bobble Island, which is an island just off of Amherstburg, Ontario. So we had it on that island, and we had it all catered. Like, it was just a stand-up. I was basically standing up the whole time in a corner talking to people who just came and talked to me. It was actually amazing. And I didn't have to like there's no speeches, there's none of that. There was a small band, but they weren't like very loud, and there's just a lot of wine. So
there you go.
It was a great time, you know. And then more currently, I don't have a date on my phone, and we talk about this all the time. I do not care.
It's probably a good thing.
Oh, it's amazing, because like whenever I like, even on Friday nights, I'll watch everybody, and everyone's on their phone.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing your Instagram stuff. Nobody's playing Hearthstone. My phone can barely even handle the internet, so I'm like, whatever, man. I don't care.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I know. I'm like a homebody, so I don't mind not doing things. Like, I enjoy staying home.
Yeah.
I think the only time I really go out now is to come here to do this and Friday night for game night.
That's all we've done for like the last 2 years. It's been great, actually.
Yeah, this pandemic's been great for me not wanting to do anything. So I think those are like the big ones. I just enjoy missing out. It's a good concept.
It is.
I'm gonna try to practice it more.
Dude, we should just miss out on everything.
Yeah.
Like, oh, mom's birthday? Sorry, can't make it. Oh, that would be good. My mom would kill me. I'd be disowned. Actually, I forgot my mom's birthday once. I was like young too. Not a good idea.
No.
Now I'm just like, I'll call her like every day. I do know the right date, but I'll just call her. I'll call her on the day before, the day of, the day after, and just keep wishing her happy birthday. You want to see the disappointment on your mom's face? Forget her birthday.
Wow. I'm just my mom's kid, so
that's good.
I'm used to it. I'm just kidding.
All right, so now we've talked about our joy of missing out on a bunch of stuff, and you've learned a lot about us. Apparently, we're antisocial. Let's apply it to board games.
Nice.
So I want to start this. And okay. I didn't have this originally on the list, and I thought came to me while I was waiting for you. Gloomhaven. I do not actually care about missing out on Gloomhaven. Like, I feel like Gloomhaven is like the cyberpunk, right? Where everyone's like, oh man, you gotta play it. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's good. Like, it's good. But I've also played D&D, man. You know what I mean?
We're playing through Jaws of the Lion right now.
Yeah, it's good.
I almost put Gloomhaven on my list as well. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Because I know we're not going to play it.
Well, we are now, which is crazy.
Yeah, but I'm like in
before
like the actual game.
Oh.
Like the main game.
Right. Okay.
Like,
okay.
I know we're not going to play that.
Like, we're gonna get through Jaws of the Lion. You don't think we're gonna get through Gloomhaven? It may not be like this year or next year, but I bet you we'll do it and get through it. Or we'll just skip it and go right to Frosthaven.
Yeah, no, I don't think we'll do it.
No?
No.
You don't think people? Why? You don't think people enjoy it?
No, we'll get through Jaws of the Lion.
Oh, but you don't think no one would want to start Gloomhaven?
Yeah, I'm not gonna fork over. Are you gonna buy it?
No.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, I guess that's the answer.
There we go.
Well, there we go.
I would like to.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. Maybe when my kids are older.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something that we can do together. I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. When they get old, they're not gonna want to be playing video games or board games with you. They're gonna want to do whatever they want to do.
No. I'll be.
You'll lay down the law.
I'll raise them right.
Okay. Well, I guess when I go over there to hang out with you, I'll have to be like, "Hey, kids, give me a couple blinks if Dad hasn't chained you to the board game table."
There we go.
All right. So what about you? What's your first one?
So I went through my Kickstarter and I looked at all the ones that I canceled.
Seriously?
Yeah, this is where I got my list from.
That's
today.
actually hilarious.
So the first one I'm going to talk about is a game called Scarlet Knight.
Okay.
It was a game that I was like really, really super interested in backing, so I backed it, but I canceled it because it was very expensive.
Oh wait, how much are we talking here?
I think I went in for
like
the
200s?
all in.
Yeah.
And it's 133 pounds.
Ooh, it's like almost double.
Yeah.
So it's over $200. Wow.
But what was cool about this game, it was like a fully immersive, like horror-themed board game that had like its own soundtrack, and it came with like LED lights. You know, when there was something coming after you, like the lights would change.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, it was a pretty cool idea. But then I think Bill backed it.
Oh, did he drop out too?
I don't know if he dropped out, but since he backed it, I didn't.
Okay.
And I mean, that was like 2 years ago, and I don't think the game's been delivered yet. So, I mean, at this point,
it's lost.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm kind of glad that I just didn't fork over that money for it. The game looks cool, and maybe we'll get to play it one day. But I was glad that I backed out of.
It's been 2 years.
It.
If we haven't seen it by now, it's never coming out.
I just read an update.
Oh wow.
About it, and the games are ready to be shipped. But just with everything going on, it's just crazy expensive, and they're having a hard time getting it out. Unfortunately,
it's pretty normal these days.
Yeah,
I think I know the game you're talking about. It's like a horror theme, right?
And it's like app based.
Yeah. I'm sure it's good. I think you had to like hold the app up to the clues or something. That's how that game was supposed to be played. Yeah, I don't have a joy miss. I think the only joy there is their wallet. Your bank account's jumping for joy. You have $300 back or something.
I also have like 30 games back that just waiting to show up at my door one day.
Really? That's crazy. Well, we can talk about that after. My second game is a big one, and it's been recommended to us. It is Twilight Imperium. It's even on our last game standing. And honestly, it's a good game, and it's been recommended to us several times. And I do want to sit down as a group. I do want to play it. But I don't know. I don't have a fear of missing out of playing it. I don't think I'm missing out on anything by not playing it. In fact, I actually think it's the opposite. I think that it's going to be hard to get everyone together to play it to begin with.
Right.
I can barely get you guys to show up on Friday night to play a game that we all agreed to play. Imagine trying to convince people that we're going to play this game
all day.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? It's funny because I did have kind of like that. Remember, I was trying to host MatCon around my birthday every year for the last 3 years, and no one shows up. Or they show up oh, I'm only going to be here for an hour, which is another sign I don't want to really be here.
Yeah, I think if we're ever going to play Twilight Imperium, it's going to be one of those things hey, we're going to go rent a cabin somewhere to play Twilight Imperium. That way we're forced.
Yeah,
to be in the same room for hours on end.
But it's going to be me, you, and then I don't know. It's probably not going to be any of our friends. We're probably going to have to pull people from
hey, you in the woods. You want to play Twilight Imperium?
No. That's them shooting at us. Get off my lawn. Yeah, I honestly don't think. I would love to play it. I know you would. I know we would make time, make a whole weekend of it or something. But I don't think anyone else would. I'm actually coming to that conclusion these days where I think it's only me and you who would do these things. I don't think anyone else would. Actually, you know what? Not true. I think some people through the board game community in Windsor would do it with us.
Oh yeah.
But it wouldn't be our immediate friends, right? But yeah, this game is ridiculously long. There's no way I'm gonna get anyone to sit down and play it for 10 hours. I think it'd be hard for even us to play it for 10 hours.
Right.
It'd be cool if it was a 10-hour game. It was just the two of us, and we could do that. But I think that game has a little bit of negotiation, so you need a little more than two people.
Right. Cool.
So what's your second?
My second game is a game called Grenda. Grenda? The Search for Lost Triumphs. I initially backed this game because there was an influencer on Instagram that was supporting it, and they had a part in the rule book or something like that, if I'm remembering correctly.
What's the game about?
Let me just look it up here. It's a 1 to 4 player fantasy miniature war game happening on a fictional planet. You represent one of the 4 heroes that take part in a quest for the pages of Grenda to dictate planet Maru. It's territory conquering, fight negotiation, resource gathering, etc. It looks like a giant game, tons of miniatures, and then I think I just impulse backed it, and then I was I don't need this game. We're never gonna play it.
Right. I'm seeing a theme here. A theme here. Is that game is it another scenario based? You play it out through scenarios, or just a one time everyone sets up the board and plays?
I think it's you kind of play it at one time.
Okay.
And then you know what? I forgot about it entirely until we had this conversation to do this podcast, and I was like, oh yeah, that one game that I backed and then canceled.
Gotcha.
I feel bad, Kickstarter is a good platform for people who want to create board games. And this game looks amazing, but I knew deep down we would never play it. So I decided not to fully back it. I do back things for I do the support back where I pledge $1 or whatever.
I do that too. I haven't done that in a while, but I do that too.
So I do that. Like if I'm going to cancel it, that's what I change my support level to that. So
That's nice.
at least I'm putting,
Throwing tips into the
something.
community.
Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, it sounds cool. I saw the minis scrolling through your glasses, so
Yeah.
it looked like they look pretty epic.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I would say it's probably on par with like the Lord of the Rings game type things. That size.
Yeah, there's another game we have never played yet.
Sitting on your shelf.
Yeah, on the shelf of shame. Should have been sitting there a long time.
Yeah, one day.
I mean, the good thing about that game is I want to play it, and it's single player, so it's not a
There you
big deal to play. All right, so my third game on my list is Scythe by Stonemeyer Games. Now, here's a disclaimer. I've actually played this game, but only single player.
Okay.
And so, like, I think the one thing that really set me off to not play it with you guys is that it's like it's like viticulture, and we played viticulture together, and that game took forever. We were playing it. We knew how to play too, and it still took us like 6 hours. This game is viticulture plus area control.
Okay.
So you're like playing Risk, but you have like similar viticulture mechanics, and I think everything takes twice as long, 3 times as long. So I just couldn't even imagine playing this game with our deep thinkers on our team.
I've only played my little Scythe, so
yeah. You know what? That actually might be more fun because it's probably simpler. To be honest with you, it could be a quicker game. It might be better for us. Actually, it's really funny because everyone's listening to the last podcast. That time John killed me. We talked about that game.
Yeah.
And I played that with you, and we played a lot of games. We played a lot of games within 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Well, I played it with Novi, and Novi's a deep thinker, and we got through one game in 2 hours.
There you go.
So it's one of those things where it's like Scythe. No, like I could play that with you. You might have a good time, but like I don't know. Everyone's like it's the best game I've ever played, and I played it, solo, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
I played better games, right? Like so, yeah. I know there's no fear of missing out on that one.
Nice.
What's your third? You're just scrolling down. You're like, let me check out
all these. No, I had them all pulled up.
Okay.
There's another game called Final Girl. It's a big one that I think it's just starting to be fulfilled currently. It was a horror. Immersive solitaire horror board gaming experience. So in the game you take the role of the quote unquote final girl in a horror movie-esque setting, and you have to basically make your way out by killing the killer and surviving the night. It seemed like a really cool concept, and the artwork looks really cool. It's like a scenario-based box. I don't know. Something told me to just not. Maybe now that it's being fulfilled, maybe if there's a retail version, I don't know. Maybe I'll see what it's all about. But something near the end kind of just didn't do it for me. I was kind of like glad I stepped away.
Was it because you thought we'd never get around to playing it, or do you think
it's a solo game? So I mean, it would have been just myself, which means that'd probably take me forever to get to it anyway.
Right.
But I think I was okay with my decision there. I feel bad that I didn't fully back these projects.
You feel bad, eh? Don't feel bad. I mean, technically, like backing a project is voting with your money.
Right.
Right. And you got to remember, like you only have. I mean, not just you, me too. We have limited funds, right? So you can't buy everything.
But I want to.
Well, that's why you got to get that joy of missing out.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what that's when we talked about the social media and everything, the marketing for these things. And especially Kickstarter, really get that fear, right? You got to get those Kickstarter exclusives, blah, 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 blah. So it's hard to do. It's hard to not back games that you want to, but, I got to control myself.
I think the only fear, before I get into my next game, I think the only fear of missing out I ever encounter is actually when there is a really good game, and, like, if you backed it, you got it right away, and if you didn't, you got to wait, like, 2 years.
Yep.
That's the only real fear of missing out that I have, is when I'm like... Because I don't have that now, but I feel like over the last 2 years, 2.5 years, that's what I really felt. I'm like, oh man, there's a game. Oh, it's rising. People are playing it, and then I get it. It's already left the table. No one cares about it anymore. Everyone's played through it, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's the missing out I get.
Is that like Dwellings of Eldervale for you?
Oh yeah, I haven't gotten that yet. It's still being fulfilled.
Yeah.
I just want to see how long this goes. 5 years from now, we'll be doing a podcast. And we're like, hey, look what I got in.
Hey. I did it.
I'm going to sound like that in 5 years? What the hell's wrong with me?
Winds are air.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So anyway, so the last games. You know what? This is a whole genre of games here, okay?
Whole genre.
That I do not care about missing out on. Actually, you know what? There's two games that if you do want to miss out, there's two games you don't want to miss out on, and that is Cartographers and Dinosaur Roar and Write, and the genre is any roll and write.
Mm-hmm.
But those games I love. Cartographers is especially awesome. I love playing it. It's easy to set up, easy to play.
Did you back the other one? Heroes?
I did, yeah. That's coming in sometime.
Nice.
When? I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, starting to be fulfilled.
Yeah. But the Dinosaur Roar and Write, like I played it online with Michael from Apex Tube, and I had a blast. I thought it was just super humorous.
Nice. I'm excited. Mine's coming in soon.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, I got the shipping notice.
Nice. That is a really good game. And then Cartographers is a really good game. But I feel like we played a lot of them, and none of them have really hit like those.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, you know, there's a million of them, like, because it's an easy genre to do. So there's like a million of these things. I'm just like, okay, I'm sick of it, right? And it was also the theme of like 2019. Roll and Writes were the theme.
Fair.
And so there's a million of these things coming out. I just don't care. Like, nothing excites me other than Cartographers when I saw it, because it looked like the best version of all of them, and the Dinosaur Island Roar and Write, because they inject so much humor into their board games. Like, Painted Source does a great job of injecting humor. I'm not being paid to say that. But I do enjoy, like, the little aspects. Like, oh, hey, you know, the whole idea is you have to bring your tour group to exit through the facility. Or, like, you get points by, you know, adding dinosaurs, just like Dinosaur Island. But one of the things is, like, a tour group. And, like, for maximum excitement, you actually exit through the wall in the facility. Is like, hilarious. I'm like, this is amazing.
Nice.
But,
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's just... like anything else I see, it doesn't really make me excited. And there's a lot of content creators pushing a lot of them, and I just like, don't do it. You know?
So don't bring Rolling Realms to Friday night. Okay.
Right, you got it.
I think those are like the only big 3 games for me. I mean, if I can take a look at some of your games.
Yeah, go for it. Well, what's on my shelf? You know what? Yeah, here's a good question. What has been on my shelf of shame or shelf that you do not want to play? You do not care
That I do not want to play?
Well, you don't care if we played.
Probably Takinu.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
I think there was a huge fear of missing out on that. I got it because people were saying it was good. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the idea of like the obelisk.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. I mean, like the drafting part of that.
I will admit, there's another game called Excavation Earth.
Yeah.
And Tekinu and Excavation Earth are almost the same thing.
Okay.
But Tekinu is better.
Okay.
Yeah. It's made by the same person. I mean, obviously, when you have like a designer, they always like do similar things, right?
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough.
What on my shelf do I not care about? I mean, everything on that side, on the left of me, and no one can see what I'm pointing at. Those are all games I want to get rid of. So.
Fair.
So, Castles of Burgundy. I do not care.
Oh, yeah, Tuscany is way better.
Yeah, Tuscany is way better. I mean, people will fight me on that opinion, but
I will cut you.
Oh, the original Arkham horror games. Don't care.
Right.
You know, I asked for them for Christmas, actually before like a long time ago.
Yeah.
When we just started getting into board games. I heard it was great. And we played one game, and it took so long that we're like, okay, we're never playing this game again.
Fair.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah.
But on one note, before we leave, read me your list of games that are backed.
That I've backed?
Backed and backed out of. Is there going to be a lot?
Hold up.
Are you going to be offending people? Don't name the ones you're going to offend people.
There's ones where I backed, rebacked, canceled, whatever, right?
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's hilarious.
Listen, I'm a very impulsive person, okay? So
I think most people are impulsive when it comes to shopping.
Okay, so I did Vivid Kingdoms playing cards. It was I watched like the whole YouTube series on it. It was really cool, but I couldn't justify spending $34 on a deck of cards.
Whoa.
Epic Spell Wars, Annihilageddon 2.
Nice.
I think I might just wait till for retail.
Yeah, it'll be cheaper.
I think I backed out, so I didn't think I needed all the extra stuff. Canvas, I backed out of with the expansion. I did buy a retail version of it, though.
Nice.
Block and Key.
Oh, I got that one. You backed out of that one because I still backed it.
Right. Lost Ones, just because we have a copy of it.
Right. You donated. Gotcha.
Yeah, I donated. Let me see. Game Canopy. It was I think it was a Tim Eisner game. I don't know. It's just one of those.
Yeah, that one got a lot of social media love.
Yeah. Wonderland's War, I backed like 17 times and canceled 17 times. And
just
now I'm
kept
like
going
all in.
Are you really?
All in. all
So
of
you
it.
have a $900 copy of Wonderland's War coming to you?
I'm excited for it now. And then this other game called Lost in Valhalla. It was like a cartoony card game.
Nice.
The artwork looked really cool.
I'm a sucker for good art. I really am.
Yeah.
If the game has amazing artwork.
So I backed
hard.
that one 3 times apparently.
Wow. So you kept going in and out. You're like,
Yeah, I don't know. Then I decided against it. It wasn't expensive, but yeah, that's about it. I mean, a lot of the things I donated like the dollar to. So yeah. But I do have a lot of games coming in that I back, so I'm looking forward to it.
nice.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to your games coming in.
Yeah.
So I can freeload.
There you go.
All right. Well, that was fun. So thanks everyone for listening.
Nice. If you like what you hear, don't forget to follow us on your favorite streaming platform or leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. You can follow us on social media, Instagram at FridayNightGames_official, Twitter at FridayNightGMS, TikTok at FridayNightGames, and on our website at FridayNight.games. And again, I'm John.
And I'm Matt.
And it's Friday night, so let's have some fun.
Thanks everyone.
Boop, 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 boop.